Game on, everybody! We have another Division 7 game coming up in Heroes Launch, and it's Battlefield of Eternity as Team Optimus goes up against TBL, which I think means the Bacon Landlords. And we have also some reoccurring players here. We casted Optimus obviously already a couple of times. And the last time that we casted that blue team, we had Claire W on Infernal Shrines, wrecking people with her Deckard Cain. So the price of fame might be that Deckard Cain gets banned out here. She already mentioned earlier in chat, like, shh, don't say anything or you get my hero banned. So we'll see if that happens. Now, again, everybody that hasn't watched Division 7 yet, Division 7 is bronze players to gold players, like up to gold 1, roughly on average where that skill level is. So just that you have an idea. We're not looking at the best of the best here. We're looking at amateurs in an amateur league that are currently trying to play, which makes for interesting hero picks and a very diverse playstyle is probably the best way to describe it. So this is something to watch out for here. And if you guys are interested to play in an amateur league, check out heroeslaunch.gg. It's the biggest amateur community that exists currently in Heroes of the Storm. The guys are amazing. By now the league exists in North America and in Europe alike, and they have fantastic setup. If you are a solo player, you can also play in one of the teams. You don't need a full 5-man in order to participate. Team Optimus, for example, they are one of the free agent teams that is playing here. So if you ever want to experience a more competitive style of Heroes of the Storm, we have a little bit of draft preparation and maybe even training depending on how much time you want to invest. This is definitely the place to go to and to ask. They have a fantastic Discord channel that is very active as well. So yeah, you can always check that out. Talking Discord channels, the link on my own Discord channel is also linked in the description, so you can check that out too and join that whenever you want to. But yeah, we're heading now into our game, and so far, we're actually looking at pretty much meta bans. I mean, maybe not quite. There's a pretty heavy focus on damage. Jimmy banned out. We're having Junkrat banned out too. Alright, so first of all, we have the Deckard Cain first pick. As we talked about earlier, Claire wants her Deckard Cain and she's getting him. But a Vala first pick on Battlefield of Eternity. This is the thought process on the lower level. They're looking at the map, they're looking at the objective, and they're saying like, we need Immortal Race. And so it's likely that we're going to see, let's say Artanis for example. Very few teams on this level are thinking, hey, how about we go Tyrande? She's amazing here. And then maybe we get like a really good hero for Poke. Maybe something like Li Ming. No. Over here in Division 7, it's Vala. Because the arrow build was actually very popular 1.5 years ago. So you can still do that again. And Artanis. Amateur opponent. Oh yeah. So that could happen now. Just to prepare you guys. Greyman on the other hand isn't too bad either. I mean, you can still raise that down. Artanis gets banned. Exactly. Can't have Artanis on the other side. It's too much. Can't deal with all of that. I'm not going to make any predictions anymore when it comes to bans, at least. I really don't know what's going to happen here. The only thing that I'm wondering now is if TBL is at least looking at a situation where they're saying, you know what, we're actually going to add a second support for it now. Because Vala is a little bit tough if she's played on her own, so we're going to throw, let's say, a Tasta in. And TBL, Orphea, Coffin Girl, and Asmodon, yeah! Because Asmodon is amazing. Like the problem that I have is he's pretty shit on Battlefield. Because the problem that you have with Asmodon is how do you get stacks? You have only 2 lanes where you can stack. It's still possible, yeah, but it's not really a great map for him. He can't really throw a globe from the bot lane to the top lane or vice versa. So it's going to be really difficult. And who's going to help him get stacks in the first place? I'm already worried for this. It's Battlefield of Eternity and the comp so far is a little bit off. Sonya and Cassadia, the last picks on the side of Team Optimus. And there's ETC. Ooh! Oh, I see the pain train coming already, and it's headed straight towards the blue team, if I'm not mistaken here. But again, game number 1, everybody. We are looking at Battlefield of Eternity in Division 7 of Heroes Launch. Let's get ready for an Asmodon Vala composition for TBL. Division 7 starts and we are in our game between TBL and Team Optimus. Bacon Soccer on ETC, we have Aramork on Vala, Mikasa on Afia, Dickemuis on Asmodan. I'm not quite sure what that means. It sounds like he's from the Netherlands, maybe? Like, I don't know. And Claire W, do I have to say it? She's on Deckard Kane. To the right side of the map, their opponent, we have Lumpy on Malfurion, Timus on Sonya, Fu on Greymane, Gallic on Cassia, and Lizard on Diablo. Alright, let's see how this is going to work out. Talents first of all. Asmodan is currently at the top lane. What's the choice on level 1? Now this is already rough. If you have an Asmodan on the solo lane at the beginning of the match without any help whatsoever, you shouldn't get a lot of stacks. You should actually be starved for stacks. It's really difficult as an Asmodan player if you are on the solo lane to get the stacking process going. You normally need help for that. At the bottom of the map, that's where we're seeing the power slide, and bam! Cooldowns are being spammed right away. I've also a bit of a break here from Bacon Soccer. Apparently there's still a couple of problems here, but we can, in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, we plan to go through a couple of things here. So the problem with Asmodan is the stacking process. And as I said before, if you want to stack with Asmodan in an ideal world, what you're trying to do is you are ignoring the minions at the front because they're already attacked by your own minion wave, and you are auto-attacking the ones in the back. That can be auto-attacks or it can be an ability. When you get everybody roughly to half HP, a little bit less, then you throw the globe, and then you are trying to get the final hits in. And ideally, you have someone else that helps you out with that. That could be, for example, a Johanna, a Jaina, anything with AoE damage. And so after the globe comes in, or just as it hits, you want to get the rest of the way. If you do that in the early game a couple of times, and Asmodan gets stacks pretty easily, and then after you have the Tide on Sin on level 10, you can easily get the stacking process going yourself. So that's the thought process behind it. The problem if you have Asmodan, let's show it again, at the top lane alone is, in order for him now to get those stacks, he needs to somehow get close enough to get auto attacks in against the back lane, and Sonya is not going to have that. She's just going to attack him the entire time. So Asmodan might be able to trade damage with Sonya, but he doesn't really get a lot of stacks, and that hurts you then in the late game. So that's the thought process here. So it's going to be a pretty tough game for Asmodan if he is in that lane now and goes for the build that he does. It could have been a laser focus instead, but that's not what we're seeing here. At the bottom of the map, it's a little bit of a different story. I mean, right now we have on level 1 the guitar hero, so not going into the stacking quest with Prog or into the block party. But simply trying to have that now active for a bit of sustain. Vala is going to be the one that has to stack after level 4. And the idea is obviously to just burn down that Immortal whenever she can. The problem for Vala is she's very squishy. And that's why on the higher level of play, if you see a Vala, it's pretty much exclusively with a second support. The cool thing for her in that setup is that there's at least an ATC. ATC is a great frontliner when you play with Vala. The reason is simply that you're trying to get the face melt talents on level 4 and on level 7, and then you create space for her. So whenever an opponent is starting to move in against Vala, you push them out. That's the idea behind the setup with ETC. You create space and you make it very difficult for Vala to get ganked by others. When we're looking on the side of the Team Optimus, on the other hand, you're looking at, first of all, here, Thunderstroke on level 1. So Cassia is going to heavily focus on poking. And that's already going to be really cool for them, especially later on as they're progressing into the mid game. If you have Thunderstroke, you want on level 13 to get the cooldown reduction after a hit, and on level 16 you want to get Pierce. So those are the big two talents if you're going for that particular build, because it just allows you to spam out the Lightning Fury the entire time and get really good damage out of it. So the setup that they're using basically hinges on the idea of poking a lot with, first of all, Cassia, Greymane to an extent as well, but Greymane is the finisher. You poke them down and then Greymane engages and takes names. So this is pretty much the setup that you would expect on their side. There's a couple of synergies still that we don't have to go over, like all of them. If you look towards the TBL, for example, if you get an Orphea ult through and then ETC can power slide and get a mosh pit in, that's great. You can do it vice versa as well. But there's, of course, also a couple of interrupts for the opponent's team. But this is pretty much the situation as it stands right now from a theoretical perspective as we're going in. Now, again, Asmodan as a pick on the map is not really the best. You want to have either a proper solo laner or you want him on a map where he can help you a lot with the wave clear, and this is not really the case. So from their perspective, Blaze, for example, would have been insane. First of all, he can save Vala through a bunker if it's being used, and he can help out ETC. But we're still looking at Division 7, and preference picks are a huge deal here. It's not so much about meta, it's what you're comfortable playing with. But obviously, the more you want to achieve with your team in an amateur league, the more you have to also cater to at least some kind of meta pick and start to learn heroes that have an impact on the game itself just by the strength and what they offer to complement the team's composition. But that being said, let's see and wait for them to make sure that they're coming back into the game. Whatever the problem is, I hope they can solve it quickly, and then we're going to be ready for this. Alright, just putting a bit of a break in so I can cut the video later a little bit easier. But yeah, obviously we're not going to go through the entire pause like this. But yeah, just so you guys have a bit of an idea what's going to happen there. But yeah, Asmodan, again, it is Division 7, right? Everything can work out depending on how good your opponent is. But Asmodan on the solo lane, he should get pretty much obliterated here. Like, he should not get any value for them in the late game. But I don't know what the discrepancy in skill level for the two teams is. But it's, in general, if you want to learn a little bit about drafting, this is something that you usually don't want to do. And we're back to business. And with that, we are now going to find out how this 4-man is going to run. And we're, of course, also going to keep an eye out for the stacks on Asmodan over here. Already, Cassia getting a few hits in and sitting at 3 stacks. It's great for her. And well, there's the engage onto Diablo. Pushes them out a little bit. Diablo's getting body blocked, but the lockdown from Claire is there. But they do not have the damage output yet to take Lizard apart here. Now keep in mind, he's also stacking. Diablo, that is. He's trying to make that work. And still heavy aggression here. Vala is very far out, and both of the damage dealers are now homing in on the main tank. And they are diving in deep, but not getting punished for it, at least as of yet. Towards the top lane, we're seeing Asmodan pressured out as kind of expected. He's trying to get some stacks in, but he's missing most of this wave at this point. Isn't really focused on getting the cooldown in too hard. With Greymane in the mix, they're also now trying to take a camp here at the bottom of the map, so his wave clear is in. And the blue team is so far not reacting to it, so they don't realize that Greymane is missing here at the bottom. And therefore don't even check what's going on here. They simply let Fu take the camp for free. If you see that, you always, of course, are trying to contest it at least to an extent and see if you can maybe get a kill out of it. Cassia in this setup is also getting very, very quick stacks. I mean, we have him now at 13 stacks already, Gallic that is. So, yeah, that is going to do really well for them. Ooh, ETC with a big slide here. Needs to be very careful with that engage. And Cassia even jumping in and trying to get a quick fend through. Vala already very low on mana. That's an ETC might fall. Yeah, he goes down. Gets flipped in. Can't move away. So ETC is dead already here. Well, the problem with Vala here, of course, also being the mana pool in general. Like, if you spam your abilities out too hard at the beginning of the game, then you end up in a situation where you're completely drained of mana, and that's a big, big problem. Now that the Immortals are starting to arrive, we have Greymane starting to go for the camp topside. So I like the timing here. They see the Immortal, they're still taking the camp. Sonya actually going down to Asmodan. Now that should not happen at all. That is something that you just can't allow. Sonya has actually self-sustain, Asmodan doesn't. So if you as a Sonya player lose a map or lane to Asmodan, you know that something went horribly wrong there. And I guess that's the case. So we have the Immortal now on the map, and both of the teams went for the Shaman camp. The blue team is a bit late, but it doesn't really matter too much. They still give a slight lead when it comes to the race over to their opponent though. But with Monster Hunter on level 1, Vala is now able to get the damage in right over here. She doesn't have the repeating arrow as of yet, of course, so she can only get 1 out. But they are starting to take a bit of a lead. It's 4 against 3 now. Up to the top, there's Sonya starting to move in. Moves in for the free damage, but can't get pushed back by ETC. Barely gets out. Ooh, my god, that was close. And dodges the globe of Asmodan, so survives for now. But the objective is heavily in the hand of the red team, at least for now. Yeah, Greymane is at the bot lane though. Like, Sonya should be the one at the bottom of the map. She's still good for the Immortal, but it's more so Greymane that can really rush this down very easily when you don't have him here. ETC shoving Diablo into the stun, and that's the end of him. Vala with a final blow, and they get Malfurion into a double kill for the blue team. Well done by them. And now a chance to also grab the Immortal as they're moving over to the left side. Asmodan throughout all of this was still at the top lane. But you can see the problem that I highlighted earlier. He has 27 stacks, and even with him having a lot of free reign on the top lane after Sonya died, we're only seeing now 4.5 minutes into the game, 27 stacks on Asmodan. So a different build might have been the better choice here. Fu is moving away and barely moving up, but Diablo, he knows one direction and it's like, go for it. The root on the ground, but that didn't connect because it didn't flip her over. Yeah, in comes Orphea. Valla still claiming this. Had no mana left there, moves back immediately. They're still trying to go for those globes, and it's an early level 7 talent for TBL. They take the 7, 17 by the way, the stacks on Cassia. Now the repeating arrow for Valla. Echo Paddle, by the way. That's an interesting choice for ETC, considering that he's the main tank and that we have Asmodan on the side. Normally you want to take Echo Paddle when you are finding yourself on the side lane and when you're going into stage dive as your heroic ability. So you need the wave clear, and that's one of the main reasons. If not, then usually you would see him go into the phase melt on level 7. So a little bit of a mistake here in the build, depending on how they want to play it, unless they go stage dive after all. And, I mean, you can always argue about talent choices quite a bit. There's oftentimes different things that you can do. But if you're already looking at a setup with Asmodan, Orphea, and Valla, you have the damage output. And your job as ETC is not to deliver the damage or clear the wave. Your job is to keep your backline safe and to make sure that you create the space for them whenever there's an engagement happening. So talent choices actually matter. They matter a lot. There are definitely talent tiers and talents on certain heroes where you can have different viable options depending on the role that you play. But in a case like this, that would have been the better choice for them. Well, that being said, this time the camp is contested. Sonya, by the way, gets one for free apparently at the top. No, the only double check. Diablo goes in. They go for ETC. The root is on the ground and hits 4. And ETC gets away as a thank you. Great job here by Deckard Cain. Able to zone them out completely, but ETC apparently didn't have enough yet. And he's still moving out. He is definitely walking a very, very thin line here. It is actually Claire that gets taken out in the end. Hits another 3-man. But yep, they lose Deckard Cain and the camp is stolen away to... That was a clutch call there at the bottom. Asmodan, by the way, still going into the Art of Chaos here. So heavily speccing into the Globe of Annihilation. I gotta admit, when I saw the move to the top lane, I expected more so a focus on maybe a laser build, because right now, 34 stacks, 6-7 minutes into the game is pretty meh. Timmers still trying to redeem himself for the earlier death that we saw. A globe like this isn't really doing a lot for you. Again, this is one of the prime examples why you need to have someone that helps you stack, or why you need to auto-attack the backline first if you're going in like this. Again, nice move onto Bacon Soccer here, trying to get the kill against ETC again, and ooh, Valla is very far out. This is the problem with Valla. If you only have one support, that support basically has a full-time job just keeping Valla alive, but you need to have some for the rest of the team too. Now, they're starting to go into for the Immortal again, but this time the red team has a significant lead, being way faster. And Greyman and Sonya are both on the Immortal now, and this is exactly what you want. As the objective spawns, you want to have both of them in position to make that work. Don't go for the camp. I think they were thinking about that for a second, but that is not worth the time. Defensive position now from TBL, as they're moving in for this one. 7 stacks by now on Valla, on the level 4, so you get the extra damage out there. Can also, of course, go for the repeating arrow. Timmers is ready. Asmodan is moving in too. Level 10 on both sides. And that gives us Leap. Timmers with Leap. And we have also the Eternal Feast for Orphea. And that means that we're going to see a mosh pit attempt into the Eternal Feast. And if that works out, that's insane damage. Here come the stuns already. Eternal Feast is on the ground. And Greymane gets pushed out. Gets put to rest here. They take the dog down. There's an attempt to make the same happen for Orphea. And what a leap and what a timing! And down they go. Both of them eliminated. 2 damage dealers down. Orphea and Valla both fall. And the Immortal is also dead. Great kills for the red team. Well played by them. That was actually really well executed by them towards the end. As much of it as it was on purpose here. Yeah, up to the top. Dickamusen is Asmodan with a Tide of Sin and 39 stacks. It hurts my soul to see an Asmodan with so few stacks. Actually, like when, I think it was in 2015, for quite some time, I one-tricked Asmodan quite a bit. Like, I think it's a super fun hero to play. It's more so a quick match hero these days than something that you can get away with in Hero League, depending on the level that you play at. but at least if you play like in Master League, it's not quite a hero that you usually get too much value out of. And to be honest, these days I'm kind of being pushed more in a tank or in a melee role. So I don't get to play a lot of Asmodan, but if there is something happening, it's awesome. The feast and the kill against Cassia, and Claire with the lockdown against Greymane, which allows her to set another kill up. There's the stay a while and listen, and Lizard, well, he's staying a while, but not too long. He goes down, and there's another kill against Malfurion. They're basically getting a full team wipe with the exception of Sonya. They lose the fort though, so that's something that they have to give up, but well, hashtag worth it right there. Down to the bottom of the map, still Asmodan going up against Timmers. And you can already tell from the damage output here. Asmodan, he has the wave clear, I mean simply because he's been on the solo lane the entire time, but 10,000 damage isn't really a lot for him here. Asmodan, outside of trying to clear waves and solo laning, is never gonna play a role in this game. And this is actually why I'm really worried for the late game here for them. Because once we are heading more so in 5 versus 5 scenarios, they are basically only having like 4.5 heroes. Asmodan is never gonna get sick damage numbers out. At least not with a globe here. So he's gonna try and take at least the wave clear, but that's about what he can accomplish. 13 turns a bit faster. Aramok is now using his own build with a heavy focus on now siphoning arrow as well on 13 on to take some camps on the map. But also, when we're talking about Cassia, I mean, she's getting a bit closer to completing her own quest. It's a little bit harder now that they're not in this 4 versus 4 early game lane setup. But still, 26 stacks, and we're soon coming towards the cooldown reduction. Vala can't flank. You don't want to flank as Vala. Not unless you know you're going to get the kill quickly. But she has Rain of Vengeance, so if you can lock someone down, that works. She has the cooldown reduction with the Thunder God's Vigor. Like it a lot. Oh, great play there. And, well, with that being said, we're heading into the next Immortal stage. I mean, there's obviously... Claire, by the way, also with a pretty good setup here on level 13. Ancient Blessings is an insane talent. It's absolutely amazing when you're trying to keep heroes alive or in those big fights. Both of the teams, again, with a Shaman camp. But now, don't forget, we have one fort that already got obliterated at the top left. So that's going to make the Shaman camp even more dangerous. Bottom lane, Timmers has a problem, and that's where Lumpy comes into play. Trying to heal him up as quickly as he can. And again, the move for the Immortal. Yeah, Greymane goes in, but they also need Sonya on the point, because Vala is getting a solid amount of damage out, thanks through the arrow, but the raise is still strong. Greymane is awesome on this. Greymane is absolutely awesome on this. It's pretty much in... it's actually not quite an even trade. There's a 3,000 difference, roughly. But defensive position now taken again. Camp taken out at the bot lane by a 5-man. Alright. The one at the top is still pushing. Catapults now also amassing here. And who is going to deal with it? TBL will have to do something eventually. They need to go in for this. And currently they're not doing a thing. So now they're in the spot where they're wasting time and they don't know, do we move someone back? Then they're going to attack. What the red team has to do, they have to wait until someone appears up topside and then make their move. Now, once they see Vala, they need to start attacking. And Vala is already hesitating. They're sending Asmodan in, they're moving the in, out. They don't really know what to do here. And they just need to wait. Just wait until someone goes top and now attack. You see Asmodan and you go. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's a 5 versus 4 now in their favor. Mosh Pit, Internal Feast, and the kill against Sonya. The kill against Greymane. Get wrecked. Diablo dies too. They fall into the trap. Bacon Soccer is just sitting there. And it's a 4 versus 5. Easy victory for them. The full face check into the choke point. And nobody staying out of it to interrupt the Mosh Pit. No chance to use Malfurion's ult. No leap attempt here. And bam! That's an Immortal right there. That is the one thing you have to avoid. Red team has a great position in the game, thanks to the low stacks on Asmodan, thanks to their composition, but they have to avoid this one combo. If you get Mosh Pit too hard and then the damage comes out with the Rain of Vengeance, with a stun, with the Internal Feast, then you are just getting wrecked. So you always have to keep one of the heroes back that can interrupt the Mosh Pit. That has to be the play, and if you mess that up, you're going to be in trouble. And they just did. So now we're having level 16 talents with a Frost Shot taken for TBL. They push to the top lane, and this can be pretty awesome. Sin's Grasp, by the way, taken on 16. So even a hybrid for Asmodan, sitting at 74 stacks now. Twilight Dream being used, but there was no follow-up. There's no big fight happening. Diablo is still looking for the engage, and he actually thinks he finds it against Bacon Soccer. They lose the fort. But they're still making the play now for the Immortal, and Diablo's in trouble. The Rain of Vengeance misses, doesn't lock him down, but here comes the attempt again for him, and he doesn't have any souls. Well, he has 40, but it's not enough. Eternal Feast blocking his path, and he dies again. Sonya at the bottom of the map, close to dying against Asmodan. I actually would love to have a bit of a look at the solo lane, because I'm not quite sure how exactly Sonya is always starting to lose the lane against Asmodan. That shouldn't happen at all here. At least not the way that it does at this point. He has the wave clear, but when it comes to the sustain, Sonya is definitely ready for this. Alright, 16 against 17 in just a few seconds. And now we're starting to... But Sonya back already at the bottom. We're starting to look more and more. I have to move out of this one. Alright, gets the damage in here. I mean, again, you need to really... Like, she went on to... okay, we have Shot of Fury, Poison Spear, so more so the damage, not Life Funnel. But yeah, Asmodan, bit too fat to get out of this one. Down he goes. The gank, the kill, and now they're going to get this one. But they need to send someone topside to deal with the camp as well. So the idea, of course, would be now to try and make the play for the fort, if they can get that. It would be pretty sweet for them. Give them another edge. Get the fort quickly, move back, defend the top lane, and then go into the objective, if they want to push their 5 versus 4 advantage that they have at the bottom now. I mean, they can make the leap engage happen. Just be careful of that mosh pit again. But they're sending people topside, so they're not pushing it too hard now. They go for their camp, both of them do. Someone has to take care of top, and I guess Sonya is going to take the job here. 34 stacks on Cassia. She has now the 16 as well with Pierce, so Cassia is looking to be really strong. Damage output on her, let's take a quick look at that. She's sitting at 15,000. Should be able to poke very, very heavily with the cooldown reduction in Pierce. But they need to avoid running into the mosh pit. This is pretty much all there's to it right now. Keep Malfurion out with the Twilight Dream, keep Sonya in the back so that she can leap. Anything, but just make sure that you're not getting caught by the mosh pit. Asmodan is moving to the top again to de-push this. But this is going to be the important fight right now. Diablo getting stunned. Cassia as well. Ooh, there's the root. Claire again with the lockdown. Try to go straight for the Skolia. And Diablo in trouble. But here comes the play. Eternal Feast. Diablo is down, but Claire is dying too. And they're going straight for Fia. And she drops as well. The mosh pit is good. Vala, on the other hand, is getting leaped upon. And that's now nearly a team wipe. Everybody dead with the exception of Asmodan. Kill against kill the entire time here. Lumpy nearly dying to the Immortal stun, but is able to move away from it. And of course now they win not only the halftime show, but they do even more. The bot lane is being defended, at least for the time being. 14 kills against 9. Asmodan hasn't joined the fight yet. He's sitting at 90 stacks now. 17 minutes into the game, and he's not even halfway done with his level 1 quest. Fort falls at the bot lane. It's a bit of a problem here. And Asmodan is actually trying to sneak that in. They're starting to play a little bit of a Rat Dota here. Trying to sneak those kills in. I expect someone to take care of that, but I honestly expect that more so... that does nothing. Like, I'm really sorry, but with 90 stacks, that does absolutely nothing. So, yep, we'll see that again. I mean... It's going to take 2 or 3 hours until Asmodan is going to be able to take this down if he continues to just throw out the globe. And now Lizard is saying, like, wait a second, something's up here. Doesn't walk in. Ah, okay, he sees it now. Sees it. Are they going to make the move? Yeah, he gets... Oh, he misses it. He misses the flip, but it doesn't matter. They need the tank at the bot side. This is 100% shield Immortal right now. And, yeah, this is going to be tough. It is still close to 20 for TBL. If they get the Storm Talents first, that's great. And keep in mind that Mosh Pit is back in 20. Well, that's really helping as well. The damage output from Cassia alone is now going to be a lot harder to deal with, though. Here comes the slide. They're starting to go for it. Diablo is there. Lumpy is low and goes down. Stay a while and listen. Claire with a 5-man. Eternal Feast. And Greymane is obliterated. Claire with full value. Where's the leap? There it is. That should be the end of Vala. She dies. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but the fight isn't over just yet. Timmers is in trouble. Timmers is on the run, but the Immortal is still taking prisoners here. There's the attempt to go for Mikasa, but Ophia doesn't die just yet. Mosh Pit is ready, by the way. Mosh Pit is ready. Gallic hits dead air with the last Lightning Fury, and once that the power slide is there, yeah, she's definitely dead. then again, I mean, they took the fort at the bot lane in this. The problem is, while they ignore all of that, we have Asmodan just simply going for the core, taking the fort and playing the core game. That's why I said earlier, they need to send someone topside. Hitting that globe doesn't make any sense, but now they're not only losing a 4 versus 5 at the bottom of the map, they're also losing the top because nobody is dealing with Asmodan. So Optimus as a team is a little bit chaotic here. And I mean, it would have been fine if they win the 5 versus 4 battle at the bot lane and then push it through themselves. If they get 2-3 kills and go through the keep, they can end it quicker. But like, you can't go 5 versus 4 with 100% shield immortal, lose the 5 versus 4 with the immortal, and at the same time lose the top lane too. You have to win one of those 2 battles. You have to either send someone topside or not. I don't think they even know that the core is being attacked. And as I said, down here at the bottom, Cassia is now down. And Asmodan is just moving in, trying to get the core damage in. Keeps are both falling, by the way. This one might... Yeah, they actually can't get it. Can they at least get the kill against Asmodan here? And the core is still fine. Asmodan should fall. And they're not following up on it just yet. Lizard is there and doesn't get in range. There's enough heroes that... Oh, well, actually, the way that he plays that, he might fall after all. Yep, one stops him. Sonya has the leap in 7 seconds. Nobody's moving up to help Asmodan. Kill him! What are you doing? You have leap! Kill him! What are you guys doing? Okay, they don't have vision. That's the play. They don't have vision. They don't know that they're at the bottom of the map, so they try to play it safe. Fair enough, fair enough. If they would have known that, they could have easily gone for the kill, but I guess they wanted to play it safe. They want to get don't want to get surprised. It's smart. It's a smart play in the end. If you don't have vision, you don't know where your opponent is. They expected them to rotate up. They didn't really know that the blue team basically just doesn't care about Asmodan at all. They're just letting him do his thing. We'll never do anything here about it. So now one keep down. It's still pretty open. I mean, we have 20 versus 20 at this point. Infinite Ball of Lightning is there. Have to deal with the mosh pit somehow. That's the main thing. Oh, Diablo actually with the Lord of Terror. Not going Hellgate here. But yeah, make sure that Asmodan doesn't get that. Now they can rotate. Just simply screw the Shaman camp. Screw it. Just move down and kill it. Just kill him. You can just kill him. Like, guys, just screw the Shaman camp. You don't necessarily need that. There we go. This is the reason why I didn't understand how Sonya is actually losing to Asmodan the entire time and was killed nearly twice. She solo kills him pretty much. So now Asmodan is down for more than a minute. They even take the camp still. And yeah, I mean, let's look at the numbers. Asmodan is currently sitting at 22,000 damage, 21 minutes into the game. But he has the siege damage. 5 versus 4 now. Don't funnel into the mosh pit, but they need to push this now. You have a 5 versus 4 going. Spread out and go for it. Sonya's still at the bottom of the map. There's also double camp topside. Even with the keep down, that eventually is going to get value. Down here. Alright, the slide again. Try and bait out a few of the cooldowns, what they're currently trying to do here. The poke is on, and ooh, ETC is getting bodied by Greymane here. Damn, really low. Twilight Dream. Malfurion stands in the stun though. Stay a while and listen. The mosh pit only hits one, but it doesn't matter because they get everything else. Claire with a stay a while and listen again, and the 5 versus 4 is lost by the blue team, by the red team. Oh god, there's the kill against Diablo now. Leap never used. They never used the Infinite Ball of Lightning. No Lightning Breath either. They just ran into it, Malfurion with a random Twilight Dream that doesn't really hit a lot. Then the random mosh pit that only hits one. I have no idea how Vala died. I mean, there was no right for her to fall, but I guess Sonya dropped her. Now it's the halftime show, and guys, even with those 4 kills, it isn't even over yet. In they go, they try to go for ETC, they push him back. Asmodan is still in the top. He doesn't care about the Immortal at all. He had orders, and his orders are to make sure that those lanes get pushed, get the siege damage in. Here comes the defense. Power slide again. Diablo is there. They're trying to race it, but Vala is dead, and that's the main damage. They're going for Ophia now, and Ophia is in trouble, and well, the girl's dead. There's the Lightning Breath, cancelled immediately, God knows why. Stay a while and listen again, but it doesn't matter, there's no damage. There's no damage here. They don't have any damage at this point. Ophia, by the way, with a level 20 at this point, gets the cooldown reduction on the reset. Yeah, they're trying to go for Asmodan, and I'm not quite sure what to tell you, Asmo baby, but you are dead too. At least if they really want you. Maybe flipping him back to safety was not the smartest play. And now Sonya actually dies. The Fiesta is complete. Lizard is trying to move away. The rest is attacking the Immortal. They win it. And Diablo goes for Lord of Terror. And they're trying to get another kill. Oh, where's the leap? Oh, she's dead. Now I'm losing it too. I was like thinking like, what the hell? Alright, so it's like we have 21 kills against 13. And now they go through the top lane. That has to be a keep, by the way. That has to be one keep. They should even get the second one if they want to just rotate onto the bottom. But yeah, 5 versus 4, now in favor of the blue team. It seems to me that every single time a team has a numeric advantage, they lose the fight. So if that rule holds, then TBL is going to lose that battle now heavily. Because there's only 4 heroes for the red team. They're starting to poke away. And again, that keep is down, 100%. Oh, Claire again with the attempt, and they go in. Internal Feast and Malfurion and Greymane are both dead. The Lightning Breath is there, but, well, very little else. That's another kill against Cassia, isn't it? Diablo is trying to get away. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Keep in mind that core is being attacked. Asmodan is dealing with it, but that's 70% on the core for now. They're going for Diablo. They finally take him down. That's 40 seconds to cross the map and end the game. It's only Sonya that's there. 38. Are they gonna be able to make that play? Are they even gonna try to? They're looking at that camp, and there's a camp on the map right now. In the Division 7, you go for camps. Alright, they're actually trying to move past, but they're actually slowed down. They're going for the waves too. I don't think they have the time anymore now. 20 seconds. If Sonya gets a little bit of a delay in, well, should be enough time. Maybe. A bit hesitant here. Sonya, Timmers, alright. Dancing around. Guys, I don't know. You have to rush. Either you go or you don't, but make a choice. Leap in. Stun them. Buy a little bit of time. What are you doing? There's Malfurion. And there's the leap. The root is not hitting properly. And they're going for the core. Oh, the backline. Fu is dead. Vala with a kill. Stay a while. Listen, at least Asmodan is down. But the damage dealers are mostly gone. The core is falling. Can they end it though? The blind. You have to blind Vala. She's the damage dealer. And the core falls as TVL win the first game against Optimus. Full Fiesta. Game number 2. And well, you can argue, did the Bacon Lords, did TBL win the last game? Or did Team Optimus lose it? That's the question here. Then again, we had a bit of a talk in the break, and apparently Asmodan is very new to the game, so they were apparently yelling half the game at Asmodan what to do, and he was pretty lost there. That considered, it kind of worked out in the end, but yeah. I would recommend maybe putting him with a different hero, or at least explain the stacking process to him. That would probably help for the future. As it stands now, heading into game number 2 in Towers of Doom, let's see if Optimus can turn things around here. We have again Malfurion, actually banned this time. Garrosh banned out too. And Towers of Doom, what do you ban here? I don't even know what in Division 7 counts as meta on this map. But I'm still very, very curious. I personally am still a huge fan. I think if in Division 7, if you play Division 7, I think one of the things you should do is try and play something... Ooh, Vikings ban. Play something simple. Just have someone that tries to play Varian with a taunt and then add a Jaina after him. I think that alone, if you have 2 players that can do that, you should be able to get so many kills against heroes in the earlier stages of the game that it's pretty nuts. You add a support like Malfurion for a root. I think most Division 7 teams would not be able to deal with that. You practice that for like a day, and you should be fine. It's not really a hard combo to execute. You just have to work a little bit, okay, when do you attack? Don't take every single kill that presents itself so that you don't move out of position. But I really think that's a combo that should give someone in Division 7 like a huge... Deckard Cain, first pick. Who's surprised? Nobody? That's right. Deckard Cain. Claire again with her hero. not banned out. Instead, the ban on Abathur. Gotta admit, I've never seen an Abathur pick on Division 7. So I'm a little bit shocked that we have an Abathur ban, but... Alright. Diablo taken. And there's Tyrande. Ooh, combo potential. Okay. Didn't work out too well with Diablo into Malfurion. I'm not sure if Diablo Tyrande is the answer here. Also, if they have a Tyrande player, why on God's green earth would you not play that hero on the Battlefield of Eternity where you get even more value? There's Asmodan again and a Jaina, and please, someone on side of the Bacon Landlords, link Asmodan a build and also explain to him how you stack. If he's new to the game, or a little bit newer, that's fine. But help the poor person. Don't just let him sit there. And if you already want him to just go AFK on a lane and just play PvE all game long, then at least tell him to pick Demonic Evasion in that particular setup. Alright. The bans. Murden banned out. Targeting the tanks. Well, there's still ETC and Johanna, and I think Johanna is like the go-to for a lot of people here. What's the ban? Ban out some damage. Has it be? Oh, the offlane. Ooh, Cho'Gall banned out. Now, I don't think that was a problem. I mean, they already have Diablo. Very unlikely that they go into Cho'Gall as well. Then again... Sylvanas! Okay. Alright. Outpush the Asmodan. I'm as interested as you what's happening now. Kerrigan? I mean, you got a skin for her. If you have a good Kerrigan skin, it means you're a good Kerrigan player, right? Isn't that how it works? ETC again. And Zarya. Alright. ETC, Zarya, Asmodan, Jaina, Dagger-Gain. I mean, if they run into the mosh pits like they did in the last game, that Jaina is going to obliterate people. Last pick. Optimus. Leoric for the offlane. Okay. I'm not going to make any predictions here. Game number 2, Towers of Doom. The Bacon Landlords, TBL, going up against Optimus. The lead for the blue team now. Let's see if we have a third map in this series, or if the Bacon Landlords are taking it now. Okay, I'm as scared as you of what's going to happen here now. Bacon Landlords versus Team Optimus, Division 7. Now keep in mind, I have to say this again because some people, especially on YouTube, have apparently still not picked up on this. These players play in the lowest division of the Amateur League Heroes launch. So this is all between bronze and high gold, what we're seeing here now. So keep that in mind, please. Bacon Soccer for the Bacon Landlords on ETC. Aramork on Jaina. Mikasor, this time on Zarya. Dikamus again on Asmodan. So let's see if someone linked him a build this time, or is going to help him with the stacking process. Claire on Dagger-Gain, and to the right side, Team Optimus with Lumpy and Tyrande, Lizard on Diablo, Timmers on Leoric, Fu on Kerrigan, and Gallic on Sylvanas. Time to shine. Asmodan is again going for his personal build, and they're not helping him stack at all. Everybody is just throwing abilities out. Asmodan is just sitting there. I really hope that after the series, they're taking him to voice and just explain to him, listen, this is how you stack. We're going to prepare it and we're going to play around that. Good damage against Lizard. Turn around attempt, and Claire is just getting these lockdowns in time and time again. Now Leoric against Asmodan should get the damage in. No, Timmers, that's not how you do it. You lead with a skeleton swing, then you drain so that they get slowed and you get more value out of it. Swing and drain. Swing and drain. There we go. Swing. Yeah, it was I don't know, not drain and swing, but again, you're getting a little bit closer right now. So at least he's getting both abilities in, but yeah, you normally don't drain and swing, you swing and drain. Makes it easier for you also to hit the target. I mean, in the case of Asmodan, it's pretty difficult to not hit him with a drain. as much as I'm concerned, fat shaming can't go bad enough when we're talking about Asmodan. I mean, he seriously needs to go on a diet. But again, he's also the lord of sin, terror, lies. I think it was sin. So yeah, he's sinning a lot, and most of his sins are with chocolate these days. Mikasa on the bot lane, going up against Kerrigan here. I mean, Kerrigan is the one that I'm mostly interested in. But also, we have Sylvanas. And that is a little bit of the odd number in here. Unfurling Shadows on level 1, so you can get a lot of damage in the late game. With the stacking process here, that can definitely help. Question still remains, how much damage can Sylvanas push out? Can they use her to take a couple of bell towers? And is she going to be able to also follow up on the remaining team? Because we have a lot of synergy on this team. You see Diablo, you see Tyranno, and you're like, oh my god, awesome stun combo, there we go. But then you remember how game number 1 went when in terms of synergy, and you're like, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Either way, let's hope that they're going to fix those tech difficulties in a moment, and then we're going to be back into our second game between the two teams here. I'm not quite sure that's a smart... Back to business, and well, Asmodan at the top against Leoric now. So, I actually like that Leoric is now being played instead of Sonya. Timas is basically just saying, what can I do? Oh, there we go. That's the combo. Timas, you're my man. You're my man. You see? He listened and immediately gets the drain through. That's how we make the dream happen. You move in, come on, hit him again. Get the... You can auto-attack those waves. You have pretty good clear. I like that, but you need to hit the wave as well. You can auto-attack the wave. That's totally fine. You have some AoE there too. So, look at Timas. Damn. That guy is listening, and look at the value he gets. The advice. Gallic on the bot lane, Sylvanas for the solo lane. Who's gonna win? We're not sure yet. Sylvanas or the camp. The camp is doing well, but I think Sylvanas has the final say here. Kerrigan helps out. Yeah, she wants to get the acknowledgement for the mercenary quest at the end of the game. That's pretty much all that we're seeing here. And here's it again. Swing, drain, and yep, hitting Austin's renewal too. And Asmodan is having a problem, and a big one at that. But yeah, Timas still needs to attack, get those auto attacks in. That's definitely something that she still needs to do. But he's heavily starting to win the lane right now. So that's already good for them at the top side. Asmodan, by the way, with 10 stacks so far. So it doesn't work out too well. Doesn't really help that you're getting pressured out. Down to the bottom of the map. Sylvanas is getting sick value. First of all, they took the camp, of course. That helped. But now they're also starting to use Sylvanas herself. And that's nearly a level lead. I mean, not quite, but they're getting there. Double, triple altar now. Let's see who takes that. Movement speed bonus, by the way. Through the speed barrier here on level 4 for them. Okay. Asmodan at the top. Still fighting with Leoric. And Leo should easily win this. Currently he's still a little bit too busy in those minions. But yep. Get the swing. I mean, you can move out of the bomb, but the drain, yeah. Alright. Fair. 8 shots fired, 2 of the altars in favor of Optimus, and the combo! Oh, barely! Zarya gets out and moves away. But this time we have Optimus starting to play this a little bit smarter, to be honest. The 2-2 setup that they have in the mid and in the bot lane, it's not really a traditional split, but it works for them. Asmodan is having a very tough time here at the top lane, as you can see. So yep, that drain against Asmodan, Leoric is completely bullying this. The one thing that he really needs to do, if he wants to push these waves out, he can just auto-attack them. He doesn't have to use his cooldown for it, but yeah, the attack pattern of him are great. Now that he gets both of the globes, it's easier for him too. Sylvanas, okay, fair enough, gets the wave into it. There comes the combo, the stun. Blizzard was good, but they're actually going for the kill here. They're trying to Claire to the rescue. She's trying to get the value here, zones the opponent out. They take their own camp, and so far things are looking pretty decent for the blue team, at least when it comes to the camp. They are behind in talents though. Level 7 is already here. Kerrigan jumps in. They want to see if they can get the kill. And talking about kills, Asmodan needs to be very careful at the top lane because he's already really low. And he's just heavily tapping. Tap, tap, tap the entire time. And Timas is still fine here. Gets the experience and pushes the lane out. And look at that. Pretty smart. Sniffs it out. And yeah. You are allowed to hit the minions every now and then, by the way. Just saying. Like, you don't have to only go for Asmodan with this one. Especially when you went into Neil Peasants. Willing vessel here. Trying to get the additional healing. Alright. See that as much, but still. Level 7 talents now for both teams, and we have a single altar on the bot lane. Nobody's moving down. It's just a one-on-one at the top. It's a solo game for them. One-on-one, bro? You want to one-on-one me? Huh? And yeah, so far it seems like that's exactly what they're doing here. Bot lane is a 4 versus 4. Carry again with a combo. Didn't want to have Deckard, but well, I guess if you get it, let's go for it. Deckard Kane, isolation on Diablo. They're jumping on Claire again, and Claire doesn't even know where to go. It was like, wait, they're coming from every side. Diablo gets pushed into the tower range. That's not a good place to be in. Slide in, and the kill against him. Diablo down, but the altar already channeled, and that's 4 more points off the core of the blue team. And Azmodan had to go back. Even with all the tap the entire time, Azmodan had to go back. Zarya dies. They're trying to go for Bacon Soccer even. 2 kills against 1 in favor of Team Optimus and an entire level lead. Timmers at the top lane is doing well. He's currently doing his thing. And again, swing and drain. Swing and drain. That's how you make the plays. Gets the globe too. And is of course going to try and get the double globe. But outside of that, the early level 10 is the one thing that would really keep them in the lead here. Really different game already from what we've seen previously. And Azmodan is just sitting tight. But so far, the split push up to the top side hasn't really done too much. 35 stacks for him. Same problem that we had in the last game. But ETC actually makes the adjustment. Pinball Wizard. Look at that. Nicely done. So, with a 13, that's where you get most of the synergy. But this time, it doesn't need the wave clear. So, it goes into the Pinball Wizard instead. And that is actually going to add a little bit more damage for potential kills when we're seeing in the late game. Now keep in mind that Leoric can actually soak both lanes now. If he wants to rotate between the 2 lanes, he can make that happen, and the rest of the team can focus onto the bot side. And currently we're seeing exactly that. A 4-man bot lane. Sylvanas is trying to give them the value here. Gets a few more hits in. Can simply move out. But as long as ETC and Deckard Kane from the mid lane don't rotate in, this one is going to become a big problem. Because if you take that now, you also take the fountain away from your opponent at the bot side, and I think this is very much what we're gonna see here. Yep, Leoric is actually moving bottom of the map. Level 10 abilities are ready for only one team. This is not when you want to fight. There we go. Start to move in. Altar is about to be ready. They're fighting underneath this though, and now it's 10 on 10. And the mosh pit, the Ring of Frost, and the wombo combo. Tyrande is down, but the counter kill against ETC. Jaina falls, Kerrigan dies too. It's a 2-for-2 trade. They're still trying to go for the bell tower, but they can also simply try and go for the channel. They want all the points though. Azmodan is still at the top. They're trying to get more kills down here. Yeah, there comes the drain. Mikazor is able to move out. Now Azmodan is still topside. You can't leave him there for too long, so eventually someone has to move in. But of course Sylvanas with the channel. That's 5 shots fired. And Tyrande is the one to make it to the top lane. Not sure Tyrande is really the one that's needed there, and I guess they talked it through because Timmers is now starting to move up to the top lane instead, and that makes a little bit more sense. But now that they're taking the mercenaries here, this is going to put more pressure onto the bottom of the map. The red team currently has the problem that they're really... I mean, it's basically like a wombo combo magnet. Whenever something is thrown out by the Bacon Lords, every single time Team Optimus is moving into the combo instead of out of it. That was a good hit, though. Nice stun. Claire's trying to move out. There's the silence. There's the apocalypse. And they get the kill against ETC. No. Yeah, they do. Even Claire can't save them here. And Claire actually is going to die to the fort. Or is she? Claire? No, don't tell me she gets away here. No, no, no. They get the triple kill. Triple kill, level 13 against level 11. 4 kills ahead, up to the top. Azmodan is on the run. He gets drained. Experience has been taken over there. And this is just starting to look better and better for the red team. This time they're actually ahead. Not only in kills, but heavily when it comes to points on the core. 23 to 36. 13-point difference. That's pretty strong. Tyrande, by the way, with a pretty much meta build. Well, Quickening Blessing on level 13. This gives you a little move speed here. That's something. Drain build for Leoric. Look at that. Unyielding Despair here on level 13. He can drain that Azmodan all day long right now. But again, swing and drain. Swing and drain. Missing the one against Jaina. It's a bit unfortunate. But he gets the rotation in now, and that allows the rest of the team to make that 4-man happen. We have 2 altars on the map. That usually means we're going to see an exchange with a 1-1. Leoric goes for it. Sylvanas within. You don't want to wave in. You never want to wave in, especially when you don't know what your opponent is doing. That's always a bad move. Here comes ETC. She gets away. But Sylvanas, you don't want to use the wave to engage. That's not really the play, unless you're chasing after the team fight is already won. Then it's a bit of a different story. We're not talking stories. ETC is Is it story time with Grandpa Deckard? Not yet. No staying wireless now, but they go for ETC. And there it is. Story time, but this time they're moving out. Nice silence. Kerrigan wants to kill, and they get ETC, and they're going to get another one. Yep, there goes Zarya. She dies too. Asmodan at the top could easily be ganked at this point, by the way. If you're in a position like this, you can either try and go here, or if they just move top, that's an easy kill against Asmodan too. He's out of mana already. Timmers is still holding the lane here, but with Sylvanas, they want to push this a little bit more, and they're opening up the wall. A 2-level lead right now for Team Optimus, and things are starting to look a little bit grim for the Bacon Landlords. Could have even gone for a boss here at this point in time. But yeah, Asmo still top side. Of course, that extra bell tower at the bottom also hurts. Points on the core there for 15 to 33. And, well, we have, for now, 16 talents starting to close in. Gellick on his Sylvanas is, by the way, playing a pretty greedy style here. I mean, he really likes to go in deep. Camp is taken again, but look at the damage output a bit. Jaina is on 30,000. That's the exact same damage output that we're seeing from Sylvanas. The level 1 is also slowly stacking, so that helps. There's another set of mercs taken. Let's see if they can actually hold the bell tower. Nah, they're not going in right away. One of the big problems that we're having right now is that Leoric is actually making the rotation happen. He rotates the entire time between the mid and the top lane, and Asmodan is just a bit too late. Here, for example, you see another minion wave that doesn't give the blue team full experience. They're losing XP on that too, and Asmodan is sitting there trying to go for the interrupt. It's a 3-man again. 3 altars on the map. Interrupt against Claire. Asmodan with the interrupt too. They're going into the middle now. This is actually a bit of a weird split that we're having there. 16 talents are ready. Okay, are they going to go even for an ult here with Zarya maybe? Power slide. They try to go for Timmers again. Bottom has already been channeled. Up to the top, they still need to make the exchange. 11 against 33 points when it comes to core. And here comes once again the rotation. They need to interrupt that. Asmodan goes in and gets the hit against Leo. And Leo drains him to death. The 3-man mosh pit, everything else misses except for the Ring of Frost. The damage is there, but also the Apocalypse. All ready to run the moving out. Nope, she dies too. Double kill against them. Fight isn't over just yet. Claire is still low, but Kerrigan isn't there. Kerrigan was taking a camp. Camp is more important than the objective here, but now Kerrigan is all of a sudden in the fight, and that might be the change. Ooh, the double combo! Yeah, Claire is a baby gonna die here, but she gets the channel through. 1 down, 2 down, and they're going now for Zarya as well. That's an easy kill. Zarya is dead, and you know who's gonna die too? Yep, ETC. Well, slow. The swing. Does he have the cooldown? Nope. And we're playing this better safe than sorry, and that was a good choice too, because he was able to power slide. And there's the kill. 14 against 5, 17 against 15 now in experience. 11 points against 25 on those scores. They could go for boss, but they're not doing it. Could go for boss play, but we are not seeing that just yet. Also, we have by now Mithril Maze taken, and 63 stacks on that already. Will of the Forsaken on level 16 as well. The attack speed is actually going to be pretty awesome. So, I mean, it's not really something that you see every day for Leoric, don't get me wrong, it's not a talent that I would necessarily recommend, but hey, for now it works, right? So, they're just doing that particular style here and funning around. But yeah, Leo is pretty much dominating the top lane right now. Asmodan just can't do anything about that anymore, and he's just rotating. The 4-man against 4-man and the bot lane makes it nearly impossible for the Bacon Landlords to keep up with the rotation, and Asmodan just doesn't have the wave clear. I mean, he's sitting at 150 stacks. That's much better than last game, but it's still not enough when you're 14-15 minutes into the game. And Leo is just getting one wave after another, and they're preparing for the next objective here, and that's going to be another double. They're also taking the camp. And if they're successful in claiming this one, that's another big problem. Where's the Entomb? Entomb? Oh, where's the Entomb? He doesn't even go in for this. Alright, down goes Jaina. They get the kill against ETC. The Entomb is out. The stay while listen helps them to move away though. But they can get the double altar, and the minions are moving, or the mercenary camp moves through the bot lane now as well. First altar channeled, that's 5 points off the core. We're having another one being channeled, and with those moving through, this is going to be game. If nobody moves to the top lane or interrupts here, it's going to be over. They're interrupting, Yep, these are being fired. There's the channel, and that is game, ladies and gentlemen. We have a game 3 coming up as Team Optimus takes down the Bacon Landlords in game number 2. Game 3, Infernal Shrines, the Bacon Landlords against Team Optimus. Now that I'm actually reading their team name again, I haven't paid attention to it, but I don't think that the Bacon Landlords are all riding the money pick. They don't, right? What kind of missed opportunity is that? I don't even... Oh my god. You are calling yourself the Bacon Landlords and you don't ride the money pick? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with this world? It's a sad day. It's a sad day in Heroes of the Storm. More love for the money pick. Unbelievable. Infernal Shrines, last map, and Garrosh is banned out again. Malfurion also getting dropped here. But it seems that when Asmodan is picked, setting Leoric against him is pretty much a solid pick here. Especially after Timmers learned how to swing and drain. Swing and drain. Ophia banned out too. They should probably just have banned ETC because for some reason they're attracted to mosh pits. I mean, Optimus, they are party people. They like to dance, they like to party, they party hard, they party all night. And when they see a mosh pit, you have to walk into it. That's where the party is at. What do we see from the Bacon Landlords? Deckard Cain, by the way, not banned out. So they still let Claire get away with her Deckard every time. Diablo's banned out. If there's no first pick on Deckard Cain, I bet you dollars to donuts that we are going to see the Bacon Landlords with an early Deckard Cain again. Alright, let's go. First pick. Come on, boys. You must have an idea of what you want to play here. It's your map choice. No, it's not your map choice after all. It's actually a Bacon Landlords map choice. Who? Hesitant. Muradin! On the first pick? Okay. Alright. Deckard Cain plus... What is the X factor here? Sylvanas Morales! Okay. Mocus Forales. That is going to be the motto of this game. Claire willingly gives up Deckard Cain on Infernal Shrines. One of the best maps for Deckard. Girl, we need to talk. We need to talk. Double support incoming. Morales and Deckard Cain. That confused the hell out of Team Optimus too. They take Deckard Cain and they get Jim Raynor. Alright. It's a good setup. I was a little bit surprised that they take Muradin on the map here now, but well, fair enough. Sylvanas on the opponent's side. Is it going to be an Asmodan pick again, by the way? What do you ban here, actually? Jaina? Okay. I could have seen them pick Jaina. Do you ban ETC in this case now? Afraid of the mosh pit, after all? Or do you ban Asmodan? I mean, I would straight up try and ban... again, with Asmodan, the problem is... it's the weak link anyways. Do you ban out his heroes and risk that he plays something else that he might be more impactful with? Or do you just simply say, alright, let's see what else he's got? And they ban Cho'Gall. With Morales, it's maybe not a bad idea. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, it's maybe not a dumb idea here. So Tyrael is getting picked, Gul'dan too, and I guess Asmodan on the last pick. And I really don't want to rip the guy, but he doesn't get any help from his team when it comes to stacking. So of course, Asmodan isn't really getting a lot of value in the late game, especially since he doesn't join a lot of fights. Could play Gazlo, to be honest. Anything that takes that takes just like PvE on the offlane works right now. Okay, Raynor and Deckard. Tyrael as the tank. There's a Carrigan again. That was a good pick last game. And Stitches. wait, what? Stitches, Muradin, Carrigan? And Zeratul? Wait. What exactly is our Asmodan player gonna play? Tyrael solo tank? Solo? Alright, this is gonna be good. Infernal Shrines, everyone. Game number 3. Game number 3, the deciding map. Bacon, what is happening here? Bacon Soccer on Morales for the Bacon Landlords. Aramork on Tyrael, Mikasa on Sylvanas, Claire on Gul'dan, not on the support. She's playing damage. And we have Dickem with our Asmodan player is picking Zeratul. There is no way this is gonna work. I really don't want to rip the guy. He's apparently new too, but like if he all of a sudden turns around and plays the most amazing Zeratul ever after he, let's say, had a couple of difficulties on Asmodan, that would be the highlight of the day, I think. I'm really intrigued. What's going to happen here? On the right side, Lumpy on Deckard Cain, Lizard on Muradin, Timmers on Stitches, Fu on Kerrigan, and Gaelic on Reyna. A double tank plus Kerrigan composition. I have no idea what's going on here. This is full Fiesta right now. In we go. Alright, there's the first combo. Oh, hitting 3! Mikasa jumps away. And Bacon Soccer is trying to keep everyone alive. Claire on the damage this time. She was wrecking with Deckard, but they said, okay, we're going to switch things up. My eyes are on Zeratul. I mean, already we're seeing Shadowhunter taken on level 1. Not going cleave build with Zeratul. We've seen some approaches to try and make that work, but you have to be able to play Piano or Heroes of the Storm and just be pretty quick on those hotkeys if you want to make that a thing. I cannot imagine that's going to work. If he all of a sudden like plays out of his mind and carries with Zeratul, that would be insane. But alright, I'm ready to check this out. In terms of talents, I mean, Claire going, of course, for the Echoed Corruption here, getting a few stacks in. She's not the only one. We're having already 17 stacks for Sylvanas. There's a bit of experience missed at the bot lane, on the other hand. Blue team isn't even caring about the bot lane. They also have solo lane Sylvanas at the top of the map. So normally when you have a setup like this, Zeratul is taking over at the early game for this. I'm trying to make sense out of all of this, but I'm having a bit of trouble. Mikasa is also starting to lose the solo lane topside, as it seems. Reyna has taken a camp here too. I am worried. I'm really worried for Bacon Landlords. That's a little bit odd. Nobody cares about the bot lane, by the way, on the blue team. They're just ignoring that they have one. They're like, bot what? They sent Tyrael to the top? I think they're mixing this up. I know it's the same tile set as Battlefield of Eternity, but you played on Battlefield already. This is not Battlefield. This map has 3 lanes. It does. I promise you, it really does. Mikasa is finally here. So Tyrael, the main tank, is now on the off lane. We are all over the place in this game. We are all over the place here. And Sylvanas go for possession. Alright, possession Sylvanas. Okay. Once that catapults are in, I mean, you have the 3 charges, so you can take them over too. That gives you a bit of value. Camps are taken by the red team. I am afraid that someone on the blue team had a stroke. Because they switched not only heroes, they swapped roles, and this is getting crazy. Alright. And I'm a bit worried. Someone check that everything is okay with everyone here. Sylvanas is still there. This is a big wave that's coming in, and guys, someone has to deal with bot wave. You have to try and take the bot lane here. This is a 3-lane map. I promise. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to trick you. It's really a 3-lane map. It's Infernal Shrines. Well, Muradin might fall. Ooh! He gets a shield. Zeratul with a kill. It's a Smurf. He's smurfing. Zeratul gets the kill. They had him on Asmodan the entire time as a trap. It was a ruse. But Morales goes down after Sylvanas has fallen. And it is the Kerrigan show. Down they go. And yeah, this is nearly a level lead now too. Claire at least took some experience points from the bottom of the map. But damn, that's nearly level lead. He has 3 kills against 1. Zeratul, he finds talents that I don't even know existed. Psionic Strength on level 4 at this point. Okay, trying to get really aggressive here. I mean, again, we've seen it before, this one. I need to stop the memeing a little bit. But I expected a cleave build at least. Deckard came with the control, 7 talents in their hands, they're ahead. Very likely to also grab this one. Sylvanas has already given up on that and moves to the top side. Claire, on the other hand, was still fighting for it for a long time. And I mean, she has the AoE. She has the AoE here for sure. But the blue team is looking to maybe engage again. It's a bit late for that though, because you're losing this one for sure. Yeah, there it is. Taken. Hook is missing though. And now down to the bottom we have the Punisher. And the wall is open. Kerrigan can actually jump in and follow on the Punisher stun. Kerrigan is already waiting for it. There we go. And nope. Why combo? Why follow up on this if you can attack the tower? Alright, there we go. There's the combo, the stun, and the lockdown by the Punisher. But nobody attacks him! Nobody cares! They Mocus Forales! They go for the good old Mocus Forales strategy. They could have killed Tyrael, but that's overrated. Instead, they're... Ah, there we go! Fu makes it happen. Go in deep, and they take now maybe another kill? Uh-oh, Zeratul. Ooh, baby! No! Ah! Ouch, that hurts. And he gets away. Alright. Then again, the fort cannot run away, so that's already down. That was pretty early in the game. Also, again, we have this thing that is a thing in Division 7 where the sustaining rounds are perceived to be a great talent over fight or flight. You are not... It's basically like the trust in your healer. It's a little bit of a sad story for Deckard Cain because he's a really reliable person. That's at least my personal opinion on the matter. But apparently, Reyna just doesn't trust him. I mean, the guy is talking a lot, I understand, but usually he's pretty reliable when it comes to the heal. But Reyna is suspicious, doesn't trust him too much, so he says, nah, I kind of need a little bit of self-sustain here. I go for sustaining rounds over the good talent on this talent tier. Who needs fight or flight? Now, on level 7, we also have the heavy impact for Muradin, so they're trying to go for some heavy engage with this. Claire on 20 stacks, by the way. He's gonna get that completed for sure. Sylvanas gets deleted at the same time. Ooh, Kerrigan, on the other hand, gets deleted too. Bacon Soccer in the back with the heals the entire time. Was taken out once, but now Timmers with a Devour. They're still fighting over this. Zeratul is rotating on the map, and now they are level 10 abilities. They take them a little bit late though. Lumpy, no ult. Stay a while and get wrecked. Nothing. Nope. No Gorge either. There's the nice lockdown. Ooh, Claire might be in trouble here. Stay a while and get wrecked. Muradin jumps in. Here comes Jimmy! And they're trying to go for Morales again. Always focus the healer. The hook. And the lockdown. Nobody wants to kill Morales. They have a little bit of... Like, they have a bit of a problem when it comes to focusing the same target. By the way, Zeratul... Dickamurs is doing exactly what he did in the last 2 games. He's just staying on the solo lane. His has gone for the level 7 here too, for Wormhole now, and also for the Void Prison. And is trying to take this bot lane. But the Shrine is gonna start fairly soon here in the middle. And we have a 5 versus 4 at the top of the map. 5 versus 4, but nobody's taking the fight. The hook hits. Goes for Sylvanas. Combo misses from Kerrigan, and Kerrigan is low. Here comes Claire with the damage on Gul'dan, and everybody is about to fall. No, 4-man lockdown by Deckard Cain. Lumpy with a place. Zeratul still at the bottom of the map, and for some reason Optimus just can't win 5 versus 4 fights. Morales, on the other hand, went for the Medivac. Just saying. We have a with Medivac being played, so they can go for a little bit of dropship action. And all the experience that was gathered by the team in red, because they pushed out the bot lane this successfully in the early game and nobody on the blue side soaked it, is now gone because Zeratul has just played solo lane the entire time, PvE. This is the wrong shrine, guys. This is the wrong shrine. You are on the wrong shrine. The shrine is here. This is the active one. Ah, okay. They're trying to backdoor. It's just like, what? They're going for a Juice Pirate strategy. They're going to backdoor the keep with Sylvanas. They actually go for it. Oh, they're gonna get it too. I mean, normally you play them with a false stat and a bit of a different setup, but I guess this kind of works as well if your opponent doesn't react. I love how they didn't even care. They just stayed. They didn't even move back, and they're just going for core right now. It's still invulnerable. You can't attack it while the fort is still on the lane. Can you imagine voice comms? Can you imagine? Can you imagine voice It's like, I can't attack it! I can't attack it either! It's bugged! And now they TP back! They could have simply gone through the wall and escaped, or TP'd back here. They actually lost a hero in the process. I'm They got the keep! Oh, Zeratul is down, Sylvanas is dead. Like, what the hell am I watching? 13 against 12. Oh, and they get a keep out of it. I can't believe this is happening. The red team didn't care about the keep at all. And now, like, what is going on in this game? The red team just got a fort, a keep, and a top fort out of this push, even though they lost their keep early on. They just need to kill this, and then they can go for core. But oh my god, I am dying. 13 versus 14. Oh, Claire's in trouble. The Void Prison in the back is doing work. Zeratul is actually waiting here. And yeah, he might be in trouble too. No, Dickham is going down here. He's going down, but yeah. No! Morales saves him. Morales actually saves him here. But Morales himself nearly falling, and now another keep is down. I mean, I like the idea, don't get me wrong. Normally you would use it with a bit of a different setup. We have even, look at Gul'dan's ult, by the way, I haven't even seen that yet. He went for Rain of Destruction, or Claire went for it. I mean, they had a chance there. They're trying to take the buildings down, but now the red team is going for it. Optimus wants the win. There's a Sancta of use by Tyrael. Stay a while, listen, against 4. They're still fighting for it. I mean, the game isn't necessarily over. Can still get backdoored. Timmers is nearly down, but they're just going again full on for Morales here. Trying to hit, and not quite getting the numbers in, but what a game. Hyperion comes out, catapults are pushing in too. The fort at the bot lane, by the way, has fallen now, just so you guys know. So now they can attack the core if they go in for it again. And Gallic is able, they're taking down, Reyna is down. There's, Kerrigan again. They get Zeratul, and now the core is already falling, 84%. Mikasa takes the catapults down, that's the least, and they're actually escaping with Gul'dan here. Claire also has the quest completed, everybody is still ready, but they want to go for the core and try to end this. They're all low though, I don't think they can. 74% on it, and they're moving in. 4 versus 4 actually, 16 talents are there, but they can't really hit it, and Claire is putting the damage through now. They're going for the kill against Lizard, and he falls. Muradin is dead, and Kerrigan is dead too. Both of them eliminated. The catapults have scratched the shield, have scratched the core, but they weren't able to take it down, and now they might lose even more heroes. And I mean, keep in mind, 2 keeps have maybe fallen in that attempt, but if we have another shrine up on the map and they go for the backdoor again, they might be able to make that work with another quick medivac. So, they go for it already! They might win this now. Sanctification is ready, and if Zeratul hits a good Void Prison and isolates them when they are trying to move back, if Zeratul hits them here, they can win this. They actually go for the core. Zeratul has to hit it. Has to hit the Void Prison right now. Try the Void Prison. Sanctification is out. He Void Prisoned the core! He Void Prisoned the core! No! That's the one thing you're not allowed to hit! 80%! 77, and here comes Hyperion. Claire is still alive for a few more seconds. Tyrael with the explosion, 67%, 62 against 70. He Void Prisons the core, and they can't kill it. Oh god. Top lane pressure with catapults. I don't think the red team can end though. They cannot end yet. They can't cross the map in time. Or can they? I don't think they can. And they're very likely now going to the top. No, they're trying to. They're actually trying. They might be able to make it work. I mean, there's 3 catapults that's already taken the shields down, but we have everybody back in just a second. So they're starting to move in. Here comes Zeratul.